Have you ever stood by the ocean at night, listening to the waves crash against the shore, and felt a strange, deep pull in your chest? A sensation that feels less like sound and more like a memory, a low hum that seems to originate from within you, yet also from miles beneath the black water? That feeling, that inexplicable pulse you almost mistake for your own heartbeat, is not your imagination. It is the echo of a dream. Not a small dream, not a human dream, but the dream of something so vast, so ancient, that our entire world is cradled within its slumber. This is the truth the sailors fear and the scholars dismiss. The ocean is not just water. It is a living, breathing mind, and at its very center, there drifts a whale that has not woken in 10,000 tides. Beneath the crushing, silent weight of the deep, where pressure folds the last remnants of light into nothingness, it exists. Its body is a continent adrift, a landscape of flesh and time. Its ribs are great, curved arches large enough to cradle entire cities, their skylines and streets mere echoes of the bone that holds them. Along its spine, empires of coral bloom in brilliant, oblivious splendor, their vibrant kingdoms built upon a foundation that still, slowly, exhales. Its fluke, a plains of living shadow, stretches wider than the most furious storm, and on the rare occasion that it stirs in its deep sleep, the very tides shudder, remembering the first song ever sung, a melody from when the world was young. Yet it does not move through the water we know. It is too immense for that. It swims through a thicker, more profound medium. It swims through dream. This is not a metaphor. It is a fundamental, hidden truth of our existence. Each night, as the continents grow quiet and the frantic noise of human thought stills to a whisper, a collective hum arises from our slumbering minds. It is a frequency, a pitch that resonates with the abyssal deep, and it is through this channel that the whale rises. It navigates the silent, star-filled oceans of our collective unconscious. It is the architect of our most profound anxieties and our most sublime peace. The long, low pulse of dread you feel before a thunderstorm, the inexplicable sorrow that washes over you for a memory you can't place, the sudden, soaring joy that has no source, these are not merely emotions. They are the currents created by its passing. The whale's dreams are not its own, they are a tapestry woven from the raw material of us. Every forgotten moment, every unspoken love, every lost cry of grief and shout of triumph becomes a thread. A widow's cry becomes a powerful undertow in the dream sea. Glorious cities, once bustling with life and language, slowly collapse within its mind, becoming beautiful, silent reefs of forgotten words. The whale drifts through these sunken memories endlessly, a gentle custodian of everything we, in our fragile waking state, are forced to let go. It carries the weight we cannot bear. Some say the very stars we wish upon are only bubbles rising from its slumber, tiny pockets of ancient gas released in a sigh, catching the distant light of a sun it has never seen. Others whisper, with a tremor in their voice, that the slow, grinding shift of tectonic plates, the shudder we call an earthquake, is merely the whale's colossal ribs adjusting in its sleep, a movement so slight for it, yet so cataclysmic for the world built upon its back. And this, of course, leads to the great, terrifying question that haunts the edges of this knowledge. What happens when it wakes? If its dreaming has so profoundly shaped our reality, molded our history, and given form to our deepest selves, what would its waking voice undo? Would the song that gave birth to the tides simply erase them? Would a single, open eye be a new sun, or an abyss that swallows our own? But I think this fear misunderstands its purpose. I believe the whale dreams not for itself, but because we cannot. Our sleep is too shallow, our imaginations too fragile, our minds too small to contain the full, terrifying, magnificent weight of what we truly are, of the collective joy and pain of millennia, of the ocean of memory that is our species' true inheritance. We would break under the pressure. So, like a parent patiently holding the nightmares of their feverish child, the whale carries it for us. It takes the raw, unfiltered chaos of existence and filters it through its own immense consciousness, returning to us only what we can handle. That is why, sometimes, you wake trembling from a dream too vast and too strange to remember, your heart pounding, expecting to be consumed by terror, only to find a strange, profound peace settling over you instead. A feeling that something has been resolved. That is because the whale kept the rest. It intercepted the vision that would have shattered your mind and held those devastating, glorious parts safe within itself, leaving you only with the echo of the peace that followed the storm. So, the next time you find yourself near the sea after dark, don't just listen for the waves. Listen beneath them. Listen for the spaces between the sounds. Listen for the breathing. If you are very quiet and if your own heart is still enough, you might hear it a long, slow sigh older than continents, a rhythm as deep as time itself. It is the sound of the world sleeping. It is the sound of the dreaming whale, keeping us all alive inside a song of its own making, a lullaby of stunning complexity and beauty that we, in our waking lives, are not yet strong enough, not yet wise enough to hear awake. And in that knowledge, there is not fear, but the most incredible comfort. We are dreamed and we are loved.